I am Laura from Expat Planet.
Hi, and I'm Patricia.
Today we are going to discuss what characteristics do you need to become a successful expat. It's a very, very exciting topic, so let's dive into it. What's the first
Well,
thing that comes into your mind, Patricia?
actually, I call it the expat profile
Mm-hmm.
because to become a successful expat, you need to develop certain type of qualities to thrive and cope with all the challenges that you're gonna face during this process. So you have certain characteristics that you need to think about, and if you think that you are not already there, then work on develop these features because it will help you a lot to integrate in a new country. So the first one that you need is the flexibility and the capacity of adapting to a changing environment. Because when you're living abroad, there is a lot of changes. There is a lot of movements. There is a lot of, new things that are just popping up in the middle of the day. And then you need to develop this flexibility to tolerate the changes and to adapt little by little.
When I think about this, one thing that comes into my mind is that we are all flexible. We need to focus on our flexibility, right? It comes with the attention to be aware that there will be situations where I will have to adapt.
Mhm.
What do you
No,
think?
I don't think so. I
No?
don't think everyone is flexible. There is certain type of personalities that are more structured, They are
Mm-hmm.
planning everything. They're very well organized. So if you change one of these things, the person, you know, get very upset or nervous.
Yeah, I see.
So not
Okay.
everyone can be
Mm-hmm.
so flexible. That's what I'm saying. You need to develop this capacity of adaptation and, tolerate changes because they will occur meanwhile you are adapting to the new country.
Do you have any advice on this?
I used a mindfulness technique that I
Mm-hmm.
really like, which involves compassion. Like you need to learn how to be compassionate with yourself in order to understand that I'm a big fan of planning things, but I also know that it's not realistic to think that everything that you plan, it will
Mm-hmm.
be as you plan it.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen in the way, things could change. So I developed this capacity that, okay, if this not turning as I plan, what is my plan B? And I try to focus on the alternatives and the options.
Yeah.
I'm not putting my focus on, blaming or, questioning why this is happening or just flowing with negative emotions. But I just put my focus of attention in the alternatives. How can I do now to solve the situation and
Yeah.
keep going with my plan?
When you relocate, one thing is true, you have nothing under your control. You even don't have under control just buying in a supermarket,
Yeah.
because you don't know the brands, you don't know, the products.
Yeah. It happened to me the first time I moved abroad. I left Venezuela and I went to Hungary, to Budapest.
Great
And
change.
big
Big
one.
change.
And then when I arrived to the supermarket, it's called Spar, the
Hmm.
supermarket over there. And I went to the Spar and I was looking for milk because in Venezuela in that time we didn't have milk at all. And if you find milk in the supermarket, you find only one brand, you know?
Okay. Why didn't you have milk in Venezuela?
We have a very bad crisis in Venezuela,
Hmm.
so we didn't have like basic products, you
Hmm.
know. And then I had 3 months without drinking milk.
Wow.
And then it was very important for me to have a coffee with milk.
Wow.
And then I went to the supermarket and I just realized that in that supermarket, there was a whole full of milk products,
Mm.
thousands of products of milk, thousands of brands, thousands of almond milk, oat milk, so many times that I start crying, it's like, first of all, the
Wow.
surprise, like, wow, there is a lot of variety here. And second, I was in shock because I couldn't read Hungarian. So I
Mm.
didn't have any clue of what type of milk should I get. I came from a country that if I was lucky, I just found one type of milk.
This is a positive surprise.
I will never forget that day, the feeling I had. But it was challenging because my plan was to go to buy milk, but I couldn't read anything. I couldn't understand
Yeah.
what kind of product I was buying. So it was kind of confusing. It was like a mixed feeling, like, okay, I know I'm buying milk, but, you know, I'm not sure if this is the right type for me. So that's why it's important to develop flexibility and to try to adapt easily with the changes, being very compassionate with yourself and, go with the flow. And the second expat profile characteristic that I was about to tell you is the autonomy and the emotional strength. Because when you move abroad, especially if you are not moving with your family, partner, etc., you have to deal with loneliness.
Yeah.
And
It's a
then,
huge part of the relocation process.
it's, especially at the beginning, it's very hard.
For
And
me, it was the most difficult. I didn't care about the language that much. I could cope, but I felt so lonely the first year.
yeah, the first year, that's why in my book, the title of my book is The Portal Year, because the first year is a portal, it's like a door that you have to, go through, and you are going into a completely different world that it will change you a lot, but you have to do it yourself. And this part is hard because you're going through a lot of changes, but you barely can share that with someone else. Maybe you can share it by WhatsApp with your friends or your family, but physically you don't have friends in a new
Yeah.
environment to share, to cope, and that's why it's so important to develop a network of friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so autonomy is important for that because you're gonna have to do a lot of things by your own, like going to the movies, because sometimes you cannot be at home all day. You need to go out. So are you not gonna go out because you don't want to do things by yourself?
Yeah,
Or
and
you're
it's
gonna
our
start.
responsibility to go and search for the opportunities where we can meet people. We can't just
Yes.
stay at home and wait that this will change one day. You
Yeah.
have to take an action and you have to change it yourself.
Exactly. Take action. I totally resonate with you when you say that because it's totally true. It's like you can. Once I read a book, it was a Hungarian psychologist. She survived the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Edith Eger, and she wrote a very beautiful book uh, regarding how she survived to Auschwitz.
Mm.
And she says that there is two type of mind: the survival mind and the blaming mind. I don't know well in the translation, sorry. Uh,
It's okay.
but in the blaming mind, the person is just complaining and the victim, sorry,
Victim. Yeah.
victim mind. Yeah. So in the victim mind, you are complaining all the time. Why me? Why this is happening to me? Because I'm alone, because I'm suffering, you know? and then you stay there, or the survival mind, which you are focusing on, okay, what can I learn from this situation?
Yeah.
And I think when you are alone, you know, um, trying to adapt to the new environment, you need to do this question a lot, like, what can I learn from myself in this situation?
Like, what skills can I learn? Do you mean this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what skills I had that I didn't knew
Yeah.
because I was not alone in my home country. But now that I'm alone abroad, I'm going to discover a lot of things about myself that I
Yeah.
didn't see before, because the situation is pushing you to, to adapt. So you're going to survive somehow. Yes, but you need to learn how to be comfortable being alone. And that's why in English language, I really like, in Spanish, we don't have that translation. In Spanish, we say solo for alone. But in English, I realized that you have two words. You have solitude and
Yeah.
loneliness. And if I understand well, the difference is that solitude is a voluntary decision of being alone and being okay. Yes. So I think we should develop that, like the voluntary decision of being comfortable alone,
Yeah.
but developing this openness to meet people.
Go to the meetings. Yeah.
I know you are an expert of
Yes, I
doing
am.
meetings, and actually, Laura and I, we met in a meeting.
Yeah, we met actually at the networking event. One of the first things I did when I came here, I felt really lonely. I started to go to a language school where it was actually really great because I met there like more than 10 people. We spent like few hours every day together because it was an intense course. We became friends. I found out also about other possibilities where people, expats, organize different kind of events where you can go and meet people. It can be picnic in the park, it can be volleyball on the beach, but I'm sure that in every city you can find these possibilities. You just have to go and you can create actually very nice friendships.
Yes, this is the way you are building your network of friends.
Yeah.
Showing up and being consistent, trying and trying and trying till you reach it, because it's an ongoing process. And there is two apps that I really recommend. The one that Laura and I we use is Meetup, because in this platform they are organizing a lot of events. There is another one with it's called Internation.
Yeah.
That is very good one. And the third one that is working very well too is Facebook groups. For example, here in Valencia, we have a great group of ladies. The name is Girl Gone International. It's a very nice Facebook group. I think it's actually in other cities all around. Yes. So it's very, very nice, and it's a great opportunity to meet
Yeah.
people. It's okay to build your network, but also try to build the autonomy to be okay from time to time being alone.
And also to be with your feelings, because we have tendency when we don't feel great to numb the feeling
Mhm.
with wine, with watching something.
Distractions,
Yeah, distract. Yeah,
Netflix,
yeah.
shopping.
It's so many changes going on when you relocate and you are without your support group, your family and friends, that it's normal to have different kind of emotions and feelings on the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's why it's important to develop emotional intelligence. And this is something that is a very important part of the expat profile. The emotional intelligence is the capacity to calm down yourself, to recognize what kind of emotion are you feeling. So you need to label the emotion and understand why you are feeling this way and how to process the emotion. This is emotional intelligence, and you need to learn this capacity or develop it in order to be a successful expat.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, it's a mix of
Okay,
emotions.
so to learn the tools how to deal
Yes.
with emotions and try to focus on them, accept them, and be
Mhm.
very kind to yourself and use the tools. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Maybe we should do another video about intelligent, emotional intelligence for
Yeah, that would be
expats.
great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Yeah, we
people
will
will
do
like
that.
it.
Of course.
Yeah,
Is there anything else what you
absolutely.
consider to be very important on the way?
Finances. You
Yeah.
need to be a very good money manager when you're living abroad. Because especially if you're changing country with different currencies, you need time to adapt to the prices, to the currency exchange, understand if it's cheaper or more expensive than your original country, understand to have a budget, to have your savings, your emergency fund, you need to be very well organized with the money. That's why I always recommend that you develop that skill, like financial intelligence, and also to understand prices before to relocate.
Anything else?
Yes, self-esteem and self-care is very important as well. Yeah, because like we were telling before, you're gonna face a lot of changes. And sometimes you're going to reach the point that you're going to hesitate about your decision. Like, did I do the right decision to be here? Or you're going to ask yourself, like, why I am here? You're going to reach moments that you're going to ask yourself that. And then it's important that you remember who you are and what are you capable of, to remember your achievements in the past. This always will help you to understand that this is a huge challenge, but you can do it. You can do it because you have the strength.
It's almost everything is uncomfortable at the beginning. Spending the day somewhere outside alone when you are not used to be with yourself. So yeah, of course. This is
So,
very important.
yes, so normalize that you're going to feel uncomfortable most of the time.
Yeah.
This could be another part of the expat profile.
Mm.
Normalize to feel uncomfortable
Yes.
because you're not going to grow if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You're not going to adapt if you feel comfortable. Yeah.
I think human life is about changing. Yeah. We change every day. But when you make these drastic transitions in your life, you change so much.
Yes, and also to tolerate the frustration of
Yes.
changes. This is very important. That it was part of the flexibility that we were talking before in the first point. But yes,
Yes.
it's true. And something something that can help you to develop this self-esteem or working on it is to be very grateful. So
Hmm.
there's one exercise that I really like, and it's also part of mindfulness practice, is that every night before to sleep, you can write it down or just think it, like name it from 3 to 5 things that you really like for your day. Because maybe you are focusing on the changes, on the frustration,
Hmm.
on the difficult things, on the challenges, but also good things are happening to you. And maybe
Yeah.
you don't see it, you don't notice because you're
Mm.
focusing on the bad.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, this is a
It's
great
very
advice.
powerful. It's very powerful. It's helping you to be present and to focus in good things that are happening to you. For example,
Yeah.
I remember the first time that I try paella valenciana here, the paella. Oh, oh wow, it was a great thing for my day. Or I don't know, I had a coffee break in the weekday, and I went to the beach. Went for a coffee on the beach and then come back and keep working. These kind of things. Like, wow, it was a great part of my day. You need to remember these good parts. That is helping a lot. And the last point that I want to share with you is to count with unconditional people in your life that can support you emotionally in difficult moments. Doesn't matter if they are away or they are in the distance, but that you have a good friend or your sister, your brother, your father, I don't know, a person that you can call when you are facing a difficult situation, and you can just be heard and just share ideas. That person is always helping you to smile again, or to feel that it's okay and it will pass. It's very
Depends on
important.
the person, I would say.
That's what I'm
Depends.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
unconditional friend or someone that you know that every time you speak with this person, you feel better.
It could be a person, if it is possible, who would understand your situation.
Mhm.
Because we tend to give advice. And when
Yes,
the person doesn't understand your situation, the advice can be, okay, so then come home, then go away.
exactly, exactly.
Someone who can support you to go through the experience.
Yes, yes, yes. Expat need to know that you need minimum 1 year
Yeah.
to integrate to the new society.
And I would say to go out to these groups of expat people who go through the same situations and
Mhm.
same feelings. And those people, I would say, can support you the most.
Yes. And a psychologist
There's no
going to
question
the,
about that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
for me, it was the best. The first time I've been migrating 3 times. So I migrate from Venezuela to Hungary, from Hungary to Germany, and from Germany to Spain. The first migration, I didn't have therapy support, and I really regret it because it was very, very hard. The second migration and the third, I was with my psychologist. I'm a psychologist, but I am a psychologist as well. And she was with me in all the process. And I have to tell you that it was the best decision I took, because she helped me to cope in every moment.
Yeah.
So also therapy is very, very important in those
Yeah.
moments.
So thank you, Patricia, for having this interview with me today. It was wonderful.
Thank you,
And
Laura, for the invitation.
I would like to remind everyone who liked this conversation to subscribe and share with friends. Have a great day.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.